This video, I am going to be doing an analysis, essentially, and giving my thoughts and opinions on the coronavirus situation. So first things first, I'll just explain what the virus is. It's a virus, obviously. It's the 19th strain of COVID. COVID this itself has existed for a while, but the 19th strain is the strain that can affect humans. I think it's the only strain that can affect humans, which is why it's so deadly. And we don't have an immunity to it, which is why it has become such a big problem, because we can't fight it. So these are the numbers for world cases, and this is from Worldometers.org, .com. And I don't know how reliable they are, but these are the best I could find. And from my research, these match the cases. From my research, these match other sources. This is the United States CDC report, and these were both updated on April 1st. Part of the problem that makes this disease so deadly is not really part of the problem, but what makes it so deadly, the older people, I should say, that have pre-existing medical conditions are highly susceptible to this virus, and those are a majority of the population that have died. This is a stock photo of an old Italian man, which is what I was going to talk about next. Is that the reason the death tolls are so high in Italy is because they have a high population of older people, and they're very social people. Many of them totally disregarded their stay-at-home orders, stay-at-home requests, whatever you want to call it, They totally disregarded them. And that was part of the problem, because nobody in Italy really cares. Not really nobody. But a lot of people don't care. Even some of the politicians and leaders were not staying home. As well as in the bigger cities where there's a lot of people to infect. So the bigger cities are hot zones for this virus. So those are some deadly places too. But the virus itself is serious, and it doesn't really kill younger people as much as it does older people. Some younger people have died, and a lot of them have been in critical condition. But majority of people that are dead are older people. By now, most people are familiar with the great toilet paper shortage of 2020. So, yeah, this hoarding and such is ridiculous, and needs to stop, frankly, because you have images like these of empty store shelves, and not all stores are totally empty, and there's still food for people, but it's just, at my the store that I go to, there was no ground meat, no nothing. It was just a few steaks, and then I think a few chicken legs. Like, there was nothing there until this week. This week they got some stuff in, but the hoarding needs to stop, and I think it has for the most part now. There are a lot of places that, like in this picture, they have been jacking up prices. $4 for one and $95 for two, which I think is not a bad idea. It's a smart idea, actually. It should stop hoarding, and hopefully it should stop hoarding, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be effective. And it is effective, because there are people doing it now, but the hoarding needs to stop, and it's kind of ridiculous. So this is going to be probably my favorite part of this whole video. Essentially, just going to talk about the constitutionality of what they're doing, and I'm not going to get too far into other countries, mainly just America, because that's where I'm from. The United States is where I'm from. But I will say that, arresting people who go outside, keeping them inside, stuff like that, what they're doing in other countries, and here too in some cases. It's not as much of a problem here with being arrested, but in other countries it is. So that is definitely, that goes against your human rights of being able just to live, exist. So, but I mean, it's not like I'm encouraging people to go, get people sick, but you need to be able to go outside and stuff. And most countries are not too bad about that. They're letting people go outside and exercise and such. But part of the problem is whether it comes down to police discretion. If I am going out on my exercise and they don't believe me, can they arrest me, stuff like that. So that can be a problem. I don't think it's happened yet. I don't think it will. I hope it will not, but you never know. And then part of the thing with America is, like, in America, they're no gatherings of 10 people or less, at least in my state. I don't know if it's a federal thing or just my state. That infringes on your right to assemble. There's no if and or buts about it. It does. It lets you assemble, but not, it stops you from, it limits it. Which I understand, because they don't want to get people sick. And I'm not encouraging you to go assemble and have a great feast and get everybody there sick. because you're putting people in danger, but it does infringe on your rights, and part of the reason why we're allowing it is because of this virus, and I understand that, but it's still could be a problem. That's why we have guns in America, at least, so that way if governments do want to continue to overreach, then we can protect ourselves, protect our rights. And that's just something, at least I fear. I just hope that won't be a problem. It won't come to that, and after this virus dies down, then everything will be okay. So I hope that, nothing bad happens, but they are infringing, and they're, arresting you for going outside, stop making you stay inside, and putting orders out like that. That is infringing on your rights, and that gets into the argument of, oh, it's a God-given human right, until the government says it's not, stuff like that. So that's stuff we got to be careful about. The next thing I want to talk about is this Bible verse. This really isn't the facts portion. This is not part of the facts portion. It's more of the conspiracy and sort of things that go along with it portion. I wouldn't say this is a conspiracy, but anyway, I won't read the whole verse. But essentially it says, when I close up the heavens, so there is no rain. Now, if we think about that, we can attribute that to the wildfires. The wildfires were so bad. The wildfires in Australia were so bad earlier this year because it was an extra dry season. Those wildfires, many people think they've been started by climate change. I believe a lot of it had to do with arsonists. They've already been arrested in Australia for arsony, but it was an extra dry season. Those wildfires are seasonal as well, so there are wildfires there that start. But the reason they got so much attention is because they got so bad. And that was because it was an extra dry year that year. And there have been droughts all over the United States and the world. Many places are experiencing droughts, like in California. The second part reads, command locusts to devour the crops. The fields, crops, however you want to put it. East Africa. There are a lot of locusts there right now, destroying stuff, destroying crops, eating crops, and messing people up, messing their lives up. And the third part, send a plague against my people. We're already talking about that. We already know what that is. That's Corona. So many people are speculating that this is actually a biblical prophecy coming true. I believe it may be. I will say I am a Christian, non-denominational Christian, so I will say that this very well may be a Bible prophecy coming true. But that's just something else that's kind of interesting to go along with this whole thing, is that it literally matches the year to the dot. So I figured I'd include that. The last thing I want to talk about is the Wuhan lab conspiracy, I guess we could say. This definitely fits under conspiracies. The conspiracy is essentially that this virus is a biological weapon. It was either released on purpose or was intentionally released, unintentionally released, or it was accidentally, or it escaped. I guess we'll quote escaped, air quotes escaped. The virus is, I guess people think that China released it to cripple the United States economy. Is essentially what they're saying. Cripple the United States. It makes sense to do this. It doesn't sound too far off, actually. But for the general consensus is that scientists have studied it, and it does look natural. Some people have studied it and said it looks genetically engineered, but most people say it looks natural. So that is its own thing, its own category of, argument. But that's just something I figured I would include. The genetic weapon conspiracy. Biological weapon conspiracy. This is the end of the video. And the end of my analysis, I should say. I know I talk fast. I hope you guys can understand what I'm saying. Well, people can understand what I'm saying, because I'm trying to get the facts out there and get information and, my opinion on it out there. This is my new, I don't want to say sigil or emblem or coat of arms, whatever you want to, symbol, we'll say symbol. It's my new symbol. The Eisenfaust, which in German it literally means the iron fist. So not everybody knows that. That's what it means. It's a nickname I have. And this is my personal motto, Bewaffnet und bereit, which literally means in German, which is my second best language, as I've said in my language videos. And it's almost like a mother tongue to me now. It literally means armed and ready. So This is my new symbol. Let me know what you think of it, guys. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. I'll probably be releasing a new video soon. If there's any questions, put them in the comments. Any new videos you guys want to see, put them in the comments. And yeah, gott mit dir.